Have you ever walked into a room and felt like something shifted before you even said a word? Someone suddenly explains themselves. Someone else laughs a little too quickly. A friend keeps checking your reaction. Like your opinion matters more than they admit. You didn't do anything, you were just there, and somehow that was enough. Most people think intimidating means being loud, aggressive, or dominant. But that's not always true. There is a quieter kind of presence, one that doesn't demand attention, but naturally pulls it in, one that doesn't try to control anyone, but still makes some people uncomfortable. Psychology has a name for this, nonverbal dominance. And here's the interesting part, people who have it almost never realize it. Research suggests that more than half of communication is nonverbal. That means before you even speak, your presence is already saying something. So the real question is, what is your presence saying? Here are 7 subtle signs. First, you don't seek approval. You're not constantly looking for validation. Not because you don't care, but because you feel complete on your own. And that quiet self-confidence? It can feel powerful, even unsettling to others. Second, you're comfortable with silence. Most people rush to fill silence because it makes them nervous, but you don't. You can sit in its spokojno without trying to fix it. To you, it feels peaceful. To others, it feels hard to read, and that can feel intimidating. Third, people explain themselves around you without being asked. You ask a simple question, and suddenly you get a long explanation. You weren't judging, you were just curious. But something in your presence makes people feel like they need to justify themselves. Fourth, your eye contact is steady, not forced, not aggressive, just real. But real eye contact makes people feel seen, and not everyone is comfortable with being truly seen. Fifth, you can say no clearly. You don't over-explain, you don't add excuses, you just say no, because that's your answer. That kind of clarity is rare, and people who are used to soft boundaries may find it uncomfortable. Now, here's where things get deeper. Because everything so far sounds like strength, and it is, but there's another side to it. Sometimes, the same presence that gives you quiet power can also make you feel alone, because when people don't understand you, they start projecting, and what they project is often their own fear. Sixth, you make people feel exposed, without trying. You observe more than you speak. You notice small details others miss, and people who are pretending feel that instantly. Not because you judge them, but because your awareness removes the mask. And seventh, this might surprise you. You feel things more deeply than most people realize. Behind your calm, there is depth. You notice what isn't said. You feel shifts in energy. You pick up on things others ignore. Psychology calls this high sensitivity and processing. It simply means your mind takes in more information than average, and that's why your presence feels different. Because depth is felt, even before it's understood. So people may not always know why they react to you. They just feel something is different. The truth is you were never trying to intimidate anyone. You just stayed real in a world that rewards pretending. You stayed present when others were performing. You didn't change yourself just to fit in. And sometimes that alone is enough to shift the entire room. So maybe the real question isn't, why do I make people uncomfortable? Maybe it's this, am I willing to keep being real, even when it does? Tell me honestly, which of these signs felt the most like you?